BookTube. I have what's probably going to be a short mail haul for you today. Only two packages. So let's see what they are. It doesn't. Not every video has to be half an hour long. So let's see what this first one is. They feel heavy enough so that maybe both of them are finished copies. Okay. This is from the Overlook Press. This is A Whispered Name by William Broderick. It's a Father Anselm mystery. I just can't get into these. They do everything right, but I just can't get into them. Let me read it. Let me read you about it and see if you can get into it. Multi-award-winning novelist William Broderick has been praised as a master novelist for his Father Anselm mysteries, following the adventures of a lawyer turned monk turned detective through mysteries that interrogate not only suspects of crime, but also matters of human nature and morality. His most accomplished thriller, the Gold Dagger winning A Whispered Name, exhumes the mysteries of one man's past and casts light on the long shadows war leaves behind. In the Larkwood Priory, secrets are rare, so Father Anselm is deeply unsettled by the allegation against Herbert Moore, one of the founding fathers of the Priory, and the man who shaped his own vocation. During the terrible slaughter of World War I's 1917 Battle of Passchendaele, Herbert, who was then known as Captain Moore, served on a panel judging a soldier court-martialed for desertion, a responsibility that would change the course of Moore's life and have more consequences besides. Investigating the soldier's court-martial, Anselm discovers its true significance, a secret that transformed the young Captain Moore and reflects the atrocities of war and human limitations, the opposing traits of bravery and cowardice, sacrifice and selfishness, treachery that violence reveals in even the most esteemed. And it's that combination of when does this come out? This comes out in a week. That combination of the mystery sleuthing side of Father Brown and the theological side of Father Brown it combines well in Father Brown, but it just hasn't done it for me in this series. I think I'm on an automatic mailing list for it. I certainly didn't request this, but I got the advanced copy of A Whispered Name and I just ignored it. I guess maybe I'll try it again, but it hasn't worked on me at all so far. We've got this one, and that'll be it for this mail haul. What is this thing? It's big, whatever it is. Oh, very nice. Okay. All right. Excellent. This comes out in next month. This is Ron Chernow's Grant biography. Look at the size of that thing. This is the finished copy. Wonderful. I've actually already read this, and I'm very glad to have the finished copy. This was, one way or the other, it could have gone either way for me in terms of a big fat biography by Ron Chernow, because like everybody else, I loved his biography of Alexander Hamilton. I thought it was fantastic, and I'm rather well read up on Hamilton biography. I thought it was great anyway. And I didn't hold against it the fact that it was then made into I would call it the worst Broadway musical in modern memory, except that it would have so much competition. God help us, so much competition of unsingable lyrics, of a mishmash, no plot, no romance, no character development. In this case, no historical accuracy. It would have so much competition as to the crown of the very worst popular musical, all the way from Wicked to Newsies. Uh, I was a friend of mine finally. I don't even know where to begin. I didn't hold against Ron Chernow's biography of Hamilton, the absolute mess that the Broadway show was. I didn't hold that against it at all. And then the man wrote a big fat biography of George Washington. That was horrifying, just horrifyingly bad. It evoked in me a nice, long, vicious takedown. If I remember, I'll leave a link to it down below in case you haven't seen it. From the times that I've linked it before, his Washington biography is disgraceful. Just a disgraceful exercise in hagiography and moral relativism that was just his Washington could literally do no wrong, when Washington in reality could almost do no right. So it was the exact opposite of the Hamilton biography, and it balanced the scales and left me completely unsettled on this author. I knew that he had a big new biography coming out, and I thought, well, okay, it can go either way. Either it'll be great, like the Hamilton biography, or it will be a disgrace, like the Washington biography. And I'm happy to report. I don't know. I don't think I will be paid to review this. I think I'll just write about it for Open Letters, the literary journal where I am the managing editor. In case any of you feel like trying your hand at writing book reviews, you just I have a venue that is always looking for new writers. We're happy to help you. So you let me know in the comments field or email me, and we can go from there. But I will probably end up reviewing this for Open Letters. Despite the fact that I make a living writing book reviews of history and biography, I am not actually an academically trained historian or biographer. So I consider it incredibly lucky. I feel incredibly honored to be able to join those conversations, even though I don't have what could narrowly be construed as the right credentials. I myself would think that the right credentials you want for a book reviewer of a work of history or a work of biography is someone who's reviewed works of history or works of biography before, not somebody who's written them. But one way or another, when you get a big, marquee level biography like this, journals of all sizes, anybody with a budget, they go for the names. They go for people other than me. So I have not been allowed to review this. I don't think I will get a berth to write about this for money, but I'll write about it anyway. But I did read it. I read a chunk of it first, just at a gallop, and then once I got a copy, the advanced copy, I sat down and read the whole thing, and I'm happy to report, amazing. It is amazingly good. It holds Grant accountable for all the many flaws that he had, which if I'd have looked at it ahead of time and thought, well, it's Chernow writing about Grant, and you can't write about Grant without writing about his flaws. If I'd have thought that ahead of time, I would have said, well, I would have thought you couldn't write about Washington without talking about his flaws in the 21st century, for God's sake. But he did that, so it really could have gone either way. But Grant, the bungler, Grant the man waster, Grant the war machine, Grant the meat grinder, is here in these pages. Also the political neophyte. Don't know that it's the very best one-volume biography of Ulysses S. Grant. There are a couple that are really, really good. There have been a couple just in the last 20 years that have been really, really good. But it's fantastic. Whether or not it's the very best, it's still fantastic. It will be stacked on the front tables of every bookstore that you go to this holiday season. And so I thought that's why the long digression here is that not only if you're interested in the subject yourself, but if you happen to know anybody for the holiday gift-giving season or for birthdays or for any occasion whatsoever, somebody who likes big, fat biographies of dead guys or who's a Civil War buff, and you look at this thing and you think, well, I see lots of books here. Is this one good? It is. It is. It's very, very good. So there you have it. That is our 2-book haul. So we have Ron Chernow's Grant and a monkish murder mystery in a series that has never done it for me. So that's an up and a down. But I'll wrap up now, and I'll see you soon. Thank you, BookTube.